Gaming was a big part of my childhood, and during that childhood, I did play a ton of games, but many of them I haven't really looked back on since then. And that is why in this video I've decided to go through and replay the top 5 games from that era of my life. I hope you guys enjoy it, and without further ado, let's just get right into the first game. So, I have a confession. I originally wanted Super Mario Galaxy just because it unlocks Rosalina for you in Mario Kart Wii. I ended up getting it for Christmas one year, and I actually beat the game twice, getting 70 stars, but I never actually 100% the game. So, that's what I decided to do here. Now, I'm sure you all have played the games in this video, so I won't delve deep into them. Rather, just kind of give my thoughts, give a brief overview of them, the whole shebang. There are 6 domes, or whatever you want to call them, with 42 galaxies in them. And in these galaxies, there are multiple stars for you to get. In total, there are 121 stars in this game. But to get the 121st, you will have to 100% the game twice, gathering all 120 stars twice. Once you get to 70 stars, you are able to complete the final boss fight against Bowser, which it's nothing short of incredible, and it is one of, if not my favorite Bowser fight to ever exist in the Mario franchise. You are able to collect 104 stars before having to fight Bowser to unlock the last stars, which are purple coin stars. Which, there's one of them in each of the main galaxies, so those one-off galaxies that only have 1 star in them or 2 stars, you're not going to be seeing them in there. All they entail is getting 100 purple coins in the level, but some have a time limit, and are quite difficult, especially Luigi's purple coins. There are a total of 16 purple coin stars, and collecting them all, as well as every other star, gets you to a total of 120 stars, which means you get to fight the final boss again. But nothing changes. That honestly kind of stinks, having to just replay him again and you don't get like a harder boss or anything. It's just the exact same. But once you beat this boss again, you will unlock none other than Luigi. This playthrough is exactly the same as Mario, except Luigi can jump slightly higher and has a bit more slick movement, kinda like he's on ice. And if you 100% the game as Luigi and Mario, you unlock the 121st star, which it's just the intro level, but with 100 purple coins. The designs for every level feel unique, even if you're in the same galaxy. And the music, to top it off, is nothing short of incredible, and you've been hearing that throughout this section of the video. And overall, I would just say that this game is nothing short of incredible. Sonic Colors is the only Sonic game that I have ever beaten, but it goes without saying that this game is a masterpiece. The game came out as an exclusive for the Wii, but in 2021, we would get a remastered version which added a whole 1 wisp, updated music, and brought it to all consoles and PC. Now, as a kid, I did actually 100% this game, collecting all 180 red rings. The gameplay is quite basic, and sometimes the levels can feel a little short. But it does blend 2D and 3D elements very well. The main selling point of this game are the wisps, and they feel amazing to use, and there are even some hidden second uses. As mentioned earlier, there are 180 red rings in the game. There are 5 per level, and some of them feel like very cool puzzles, but some are where you have to look it up online, or you just run around for the next 30 minutes to find them. Also, while all the planets are unique and feel fun to play, Aquarium Park is by far the worst in terms of level design. Another issue I have is the single player experience for Gameland, as it's meant for multiplayer. But if you're playing in single player, it's just short levels and nothing much more. To make it worse, once you collect all 180 rings, you do end up unlocking all 21 levels in Gameland, and you have to beat them all to unlock Supersonic. For me, those 21 levels felt like a bit of a chore, but once I was done and unlocked Supersonic, it felt worth it. It can be used on any level, but it does disable your wisps, so choose wisely. Once you collect 50 rings in a level, that's when you can activate Supersonic, and you become invincible as well as having a permanent boost you can use. However, it will remove 1 ring from you every second, but as long as you don't reach 0, you're golden, just like Supersonic. Alright, I'll sing this out now. Mario Kart Wii was overall the game that impacted my childhood the most. I had a solid 7 years or so where this game was my main game, and when I came back to it recently to make the 100 races video, it still held up quite well. Since I made that video, I will not be going too far into depth for this game as I kinda already did that in that video. To put it bluntly, this game is somehow the best controlling game in the franchise, even if its main gimmick is motion controls. The community for this game is so quite strong, which isn't surprising considering how well it looks and plays, even to this day. Now, I did do some races for this video, and it still held up as well as it did in the 100 races video. The meta in this game is pretty cool, as Funky Kong and Daisy are two characters you really wouldn't expect to be the top choices for a Mario Kart game. Each of the tracks feel extremely fun to play, and still wonder why they are beloved when they get remastered in the newer installments of the Mario Kart franchise. The vehicles all feel good to use, and while bikes are superior to karts in every way, karts can still be a fun time to use. However, no game is perfect, and this one has its faults. For starters, it introduced the Thundercloud item, which gives you a speed boost for a few seconds, then shocks you. This item is nothing short of horrible. But you can get rid of it by bumping into another player, passing it to them. Another issue seen in discussion regarding this game is the item balancing. But to be honest, most casual gamers, such as myself, won't notice it too badly. But it is still negative and will count against its final score. Overall, if I had to pick one Mario Kart game to play for the rest of my life, it would be this one, in a heartbeat. Before we start the next game, I would just like to let everybody know that I have a Discord server for the channel. If you are interested in seeing sneak peeks, previews, and basically anything related to the content on this channel, be sure to join it. Link is in the description. I'm gonna be honest, I have played through these games enough times, so I did use speed up because I did not feel like playing a regular Pokemon playthrough. This game was my first experience with the line of Pokemon games, so it holds a special place in my heart. After playing it, my opinion has slightly changed. The atmosphere of these games are great, and so is the story, but the rest honestly is kind of a bore. The cities in the game are very forgettable. In fact, I can't name more than a few off the top of my head. The grinding feels slow for no reason. However, the biggest issue, the level scaling. This game has horrendous level scaling, to the point where you will go to the Elite Four with levels only around the early 40s, which doesn't feel right at all. Even if you need to train up before the Elite Four, there aren't that many good places to train, even in the postgame. Before I get to the postgame though, we have to talk about how Lance, the champion, has a few level gap between the last Elite Four member, and he has 3 illegal Dragonites. Anyways, the postgame is one of, if not the best for any Pokemon game. You get to travel back to the Kanto region and collect all 8 gym badges there, which is a solid time. And you also get to see the effects of time on the region, as the events in this game take place 3 years after. Once you get all 8 Kanto badges though, you do end up unlocking Mount Silver, which has one important trainer, Red. I'm not gonna lie, I did not feel like grinding for hours just to beat him, so I did it. His team is in the level 80s, which sucks because you don't have anywhere good to train, except for the Elite Four rematches. But I can't seem to dislike this game. It's good, and some of the issues you don't notice if you're just doing a casual playthrough. These games have a ton of replayability, even past the fight with Red, which is why I gave it the rating that I did. Miitopia is an interesting title. It was released on the 3DS and randomly got a Switch port in mid-2021. Part of the main selling point is that all the characters in this game are Miis, so you can insert basically anybody you would like into the storyline of this game. The game features wacky dialogue, and overall the concept is, for lack of a better term, also pretty wacky. However, that's not to say the game is bad. It is good and crazy fun. It's a very simple RPG with Miis, and I enjoyed it, even if I don't play RPGs. The game has a very nice level scaling, where each boss feels like a good challenge, but also not feeling like it's impossible. The game also features many plot twists that felt very cool, such as having 2 points in the game where you get to get new team members. The music in this game is a banger, especially the Darkest Lords theme. The game features 14 unique jobs, 2 which are unlocked in the postgame. In the game, the main bad guy is known as the Dark Lord, and the Great Sage is basically the all-powerful nice person. One of the best things this game does is introduce the concept of the Dark Curse. Once you beat the Dark Lord, the Dark Curse will mix with the Great Sage, creating the last part of the main game before the post-game. The plot twist is very unexpected for a first playthrough, and I love it. Another thing this game does well is that you don't have to grind all that much. I never found myself having to purely grind up until the end, which was very relaxing to see. Post-game content in this game somehow becomes a longer playthrough than the main story, but it all feels nice. The true endings to this game, the Tower of Dread and Tower of Despair, are incredible. In Miitopia, you have to traverse throughout the world, and it's a nice world, but there were many times throughout the game where it gets stale. And in my opinion, the game can feel repetitive if you play it for too long in one sitting. You also have to face the issue of sickness in the game, which makes one of your party members unusable for a few runs. As mentioned earlier, I did have to purely grind one time in this game, and that was the in-between from the Tower of Dread to the Tower of Despair, and it kinda sucked. The level gap in between them is about 10 levels, and when the max level in this game is level 50, that's when it really starts to sink in. However, I do enjoy this game. It's a lighthearted fun fest, and it has a ton of replayability. Even in this playthrough, I didn't even get anywhere near close to 100%ing the game, and I'd argue that you could easily get 100 plus hours in this game and still not even be close to being done. The game is great, and it's one that I would highly recommend. So, there we have it. These games were part of my childhood. I'm not going to keep you on any further, so if you enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, but only if you enjoy the content. Also be sure to subscribe to the Pokemon TCG channel if that's something you're interested in. Be on the lookout for the newest series that I will be running, 5 games that I've surprisingly never played. See ya!